Hello, this is live from the Joseph Evaldi Podcast. I'm with special guests John Gallia and Ben Wexler.
Actually, it's Terricciano, not Gallia, dude.
Okay, Terricciano. Sorry about that.
It's
yeah,
okay.
buddy, we in the house. Stay away. KOA Campground, Pocanos.
Oh yeah, that's Mark, by the way.
Yeah,
That's Marco Banda.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch in the
Marky
background.
Mark and the Funky Bunch in the house and one and only.
Okay, let's get to the topic at hand.
So, Joe, listen, the reason why Ben and I agreed to do this podcast was because we've been actually listening to your podcast about relationships and how to find, virtue into after leaving relationships. And I guess Ben and I are here to, kind of like reinforce what it's like after marriages, after when you live.
You gotta speak the truth there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Information there about the whole
I just go along
woman
with.
situation.
I just go along speaking with the heart.
You try to put them on the pedestal.
I'm not one to shy away from my past or anything, but after two failed marriages, two failed marriages, when you get back into the dating world, you're kind of like stuck in limbo because it's like you're afraid to trust other people, and being in my late 30s, almost 40s, you get to the sense of it's like if you get back into a relationship, can you trust that other person? From my experience, I kind of have like the fuck you attitude. Now,
I agree. I have the same damn attitude. I hate all relationships. I hate everything starting and beginning and ending in relationships.
Well, see, the thing is, when I went through my breakup, I was in that same mode. I had that anger.
Right. Well, I think we're all angry with certain aspects of a relationship after coming, especially a long-term relationship. I mean, if you're in a long-term, like for like say 6 years, that's 6 years of your life that you gave to somebody.
Yeah.
And and after when it's over, it's kind of like, wow, 6 years and this is my thank you. And then you try to get back into the dating world, and the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to carry over all your past negativity from your past to your present, because it ultimately it fucks shit up.
That's true.
Take it from me. I've had relationships after my marriage, and I don't know if maybe because I probably rushed into it. I don't know. I think I was all in it for the pussy. I don't know. It was just kind of you just go with it. And I think Ben could probably agree with me on that aspect. Because
sometimes you go more with looks than actual relationship than what it's actually about. Like you just follow the looks and you're like, wow, I'm stuck, I'm in love, yada yada yada. When it's really just all about the looks and everything else, and you're like, you forget everything there is about a relationship and just fall head over heels because the girl looks good or she thinks she treats you right for like a month straight. And then after that month straight, when everything's situated and you're locked down, all of a sudden the switch flips and she ain't so good anymore. She's annoying, up your butt, trying to change you, make your life miserable.
The best part is when they try to accuse you of things that you have you don't even do anything wrong, and and it's like when they become insecure, they flip it around and they throw it on you, and it's kind of like and then when you go and you throw it back at them, we're the assholes. Joe, I don't know if you had anything like that with your past relationship, but
see, the thing is, let me get into my thing a little bit. See, I had someone. We didn't get along communicating. We were complete opposites. Didn't work. We went our own ways. Went through the pain of the relationships. Had to build myself stronger again. Because I feel if you had time to invest in yourself, you had time to invest.
Exactly.
And build yourself stronger, you'll get to where you need to go in a relationship.
Oh, I agree 100%. And just a quick note to throw out there. This is by all means, we're not bashing women or anybody in this podcast at all whatsoever. We all know, male, female, we all go through different moods after a breakup. Women, and I think some men build walls, which is fine, but it's like, how long does it take for that wall when you meet somebody? Like, you have a lot of things in common with the person you meet online, like on those, what was that, Plenty of Fish,
But do
Okay Stupid
Plenty
or
of
Cupid.
Fools.
Yeah, Plenty of Fools.
Yeah,
Okay Stupid.
Fools is the dumbest site ever.
It's like you go and you meet a girl. Yeah, Tinder's, which is another one which Mark came up with.
A joke, and they try to get your money. There's not no real find your love of your life. All that is a hookup website.
My thing.
You get the phone numbers, and that's all it is a hookup.
My thing is like when you really sit down and you think about it, is like you like back in like say I'm gonna go back say maybe like 10, 15 years ago. Like you meet a girl and it's like, oh wow, we have so much in common with each other. To me, that's fucking boring because where's the interest in a relationship? If you date a girl that's got the same interests as you, which is on some things, not everything. But like to me, it gets boring because it's like you want to have that where it's like it's not the same shit every day.
In my opinion, you gotta have that passion. You gotta have that fire. You gotta have everything into it. If you don't have that passion, you don't have that fire. It's not gonna work.
Oh, I agree. I've dated some real winners. After my breakup. Okay, that was kind of mean. Winners, all women are beautiful. All women. Listen, male, female, we're all fucked up. We all have our issues. We all have our demons. But I think sometimes when it comes down to
I blame relationships. You get in heavy relationships. You get a marriage, a failed marriage. Anybody who gets in a failed marriage, their future's screwed. I don't care what you say. You ain't repairing it. You can find the next certain somebody, but in the long run, you're screwed. You could say, "Oh, I got the next somebody," and no. You gotta pay out the ass. You gotta do everything with child support and all that other crap that comes along with it. You're not happy. You're miserable because of that, and it makes your other relationship miserable because of that. So therefore, you can never move on physically. Only way you actually can is if you've never gotten the one. So my suggestion to anybody out there that's listening: don't get married until you're truly ready. And if you do get married, you best stay with them.
Yeah, and
if you have a kid with them and you get divorced, like I said, you're basically screwed.
And you know what?
Sorry to say.
You know what really irritates me, and I'm not going to throw any names out there on the iTunes podcast because that would be just wrong. And but when you look on Facebook and when you see people that and they go and they meet somebody. Within like 3 weeks, they're engaged. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, do you even know this person?
We see that many times on Facebook. You got some women who sit there and they'll be like, "Oh, a year later, my love of my life. I can't wait to get married to this person." All of a sudden, they're engaged. They're always looking for that next relationship.
Yeah, and then guess what happened? And then guess what happens
rush?
after that?
Why
After 6 months?
can't you sit back, enjoy life, go out with them, go on some dates, take a year, 2 years. Get to know them better, because if you rush with them before, I say anything before a year and a half to 2 years, you move in with them, you're screwed.
Let me chime in on this one. Let me play devil's advocate.
Oh boy, I love it when Joe plays devil's advocate.
It makes it interesting.
Yeah, it does actually.
See, you're in a relationship for 6 years. It doesn't work out. You're engaged for 3 years. Never push that issue. Never move forward with marriage.
Well, Joe, let me
ask you. Then let's just say, I'm just saying devil's advocate.
Okay.
Let's just say you meet somebody.
Right.
It works out. The connection's right. Everything is right. And what then?
Wow, that's a good...
This time in my life,
that's a good
even if the connection's right and I meet somebody, and what then? It's going to take me a long time to trust them and to get into anything serious with them. So if they're not down with that, they can be out. Because at this point in my life, I'd rather be by myself.
Yeah, I agree.
Because anybody that's been through a marriage, a divorce, and has child support with kids can understand that. Because it is rough. You can't live on your own paying your ex-wife to have their kids and paying child support.
Don't you love it? And this, listen,
sorry,
and like I said, this by all means does not go out to any disrespect to any single mothers out there, because listen, I'm a single parent. Ben's a single parent. We get it. But don't you like our ex-wives? Don't you love how they're better, so much better than we are? Like, it's like we pay them, and then all of a sudden they're like, when they were with us, they didn't do jack shit. And now all of a sudden, they're with these their new husbands.
Yeah, to me, diving into my ex-wife, I really don't want to get through that whole route with them, because you're starting a war you're not gonna win. Like I said, you get married, you get divorced, you're screwed if you have a kid. No matter what, you're not winning. You can make $1 million a year. you're still broke.
Oh,
I don't
definitely.
care what you say. You can't live on your own. You can't do things on your own. You can't go anywhere. You can't have a relationship.
See,
You can't do anything.
The best thing that ever came out of
I
my
agree
marriage
with
is
that.
definitely my daughter. I mean, that was like the best thing that came out of the marriage. And I'm actually glad that my ex-wife and I were actually civil to the part, because it's her. But the one thing that I've always hated, and I've seen this so many times, I know it's like when you're in a marriage and you go and you get separated, it's like automatically there's a price tag on the child, and to me that's kind of fucked up. It's like, okay, well, how much? And not all women, not all. I'm gonna emphasize that. Not all women think this way, but it's like, the woman's always like, well, how much am I going to get every 2 weeks or every week in child support? It's like, hey, listen, there's no price tag on a child's head. You know what? If the biological father is in the kid's life, and he's not like a part-time dad, as I like to call him, then you know what? Then there really shouldn't be a price tag. You shouldn't really have to go to court to my ex-wife and I, we did it together. We went to court to get divorced. When it came down to paying child support, it was nothing more of like an agreement between her and I, and the judge agreed with it. I think
it should be something in a settlement where it's fair to both, where you're not crippling the other person financially. Like the guys, I don't care what you say, mostly get screwed. Unless you're a screw up and fuck up, and then you're definitely worth getting screwed over. But for the most part, the good guys out there, I'm not saying I'm the greatest dude in the world either. I got my own issues, but in the same sense, I don't deserve to lose half my paycheck to somebody who you can always say, yes,
true.
We're going to put the money towards the kids and money to this. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's cool.
On that note, I'm going to take it to a commercial break.
No, we have to go to a commercial now?
We got to go to commercial now. We'll get back to it after the break.
All right.
Well, I'm going to drink.
Are you feeling down? Is it the holiday season again? Are you going through the seasonal blues? No need to get down on yourself. The Enlightened Way, How the Zen Path Can Help Treat Depression, can help. In this book, you will learn how through meditation you can start to overcome those blues. Also, you will learn about how discipline can lead to freedom in depression. This is no time to be sloppy and careless about life. The key is to be focused when everything is dark and grim. Suffering is a part of life, and the Zen Path will help us understand this. The Enlightened Way, How the Zen Path Can Help Treat Depression, by Joseph Evaldi. You can begin your journey. Now available on Amazon Kindle.
Okay, we're back at the Joseph Evaldi Podcast, and we're going to carry on with that topic because what John and Ben were discussing about with the whole divorce thing,
I totally forgot
that
what the
was
fuck
very
I was talking
interesting.
about. Because this alcohol.
Okay, it
We
was...
can pass the divorce talk because it's
we can definitely pass this.
Okay, you don't want to talk about...
Sense, but
Okay.
it's like you could be here all day talking about that. But
Mark?
My 2 cents is, like I said, if you're not ready to get married, I don't want to see that you're in a relationship and then a year later you got a ring on your finger. Then 6 months later you're dating, or you have a kid together all of a sudden. I don't want to see that. Because then I'm going to sit there at the end of the day and say, I told you so when you're putting on Facebook, all single again and miserable.
You know what I get a
say
kick out of?
Why? Because relationships don't work. Like I said, divorce right now, they can say 51 to 49% more divorce. I say more, it's like 80% divorce, 20% stay together.
But
nobody wants to stay together.
There is that anomaly.
But my suggestion is, if you're not in your 20s, do not get married. Get married towards your 30s to mid-30s. Is your best bet, because then you'll be a healthy relationship and you'll be less mature and you would have gone through your whole this and that stage.
I agree with that.
So my stage is wait till your 30s or wait till you're situated and make sure you're both mature enough to handle a relationship and even that marriage and a kid. Because once you have any of those mixes in between, you're screwed. You ain't going anywhere, you ain't doing anything, you're flat broke and you're done. And your battery's running low, Joe. Why is your battery at 10%? We're supposed to be a live podcast, and Joe's battery's at 10%, people.
Well, let's just roll with
You don't get what I get
We're
a
at the
kick.
campground right now.
You know what I get a kick out of too, and what I'm actually what I'm going to say is actually what Ben's going through right as we speak right now, is the fact that we date we meet people in the past. We get along with them. We see them for a little bit.